And the final like battle was Marlon was injecting his own blood into the new kid.
Whoa.
And the reason being was that before him, he got the blood
From someone else. Whoa.
And whoever got it from that was the original. The theory is these legends and these goats, they share their destiny and pass it on to each other through blood rituals. Yeah.
Man, what's good with the collective? Y'all know we back with another banger, another reaction. I appreciate everybody who been tapping in, running up, and subbing up. If you new to the channel, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop them uploads. Y'all know we coming with about 4 videos every smooth 7. And this is for entertainment purposes as well. And when you like and comment and subscribe to the channel, helps collective grow, helps collective get bigger, helps more people who like this type of content tap in with this content. But I appreciate y'all if you're watching on your TV, whatever the case is. I wish it was smooth 7. Might be a trigger warning or 2. I hope not. But I did have to go ahead and say, make sure your post notifications are on. Hit that bell. Make sure when you hit the bell, you click all. Click all. It'll notify you all the time. Sometimes if you're being unsub from the channel, that means that you got to resubscribe to the channel. Or if you're not getting the notifications, then that means that you got to unsub from the channel and then resub, and it'll reset everything back. That's what I've seen, but I don't know why it's like that, but y'all gotta bear with me and make sure y'all hit that hype button. I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all know we growing, we getting big, we growing fast, bro. But I ain't gonna hold you. Y'all know what it is. Let's get straight to the video, man. Let's go. Bro, from the rock, is it a solid? Is it liquid? Bro, that shit reminds me so much of Venom. To my non-believers, do y'all believe it now? Do y'all not believe it? Bro, I can't believe we just literally saw Venom in real life, bro. This is what it's turning into. This shit crazy.
If this world map from the 1920s is right, they've been lying to us about our planet for a long time. Watch this, y'all. So they're restoring some old house, and behind this big old painting is actually a world map. Apparently one from the 1920s. And it looks a lot different than what we think the Earth looks like now. Why are there all these holes in the land? Stay weird.
Is that where the earthquake's about to hit?
¿Qué es eso? ¿Qué es eso? ¿Qué señor qué? El Señor está viendo todos nosotros. Ay, Dios.
This guy right here went to the ice wall, I think, y'all. Look, watch this. First off, right here in New Zealand, Christchurch in Antarctica, it's a gateway to one of the main gateways to Antarctica. Are y'all seeing that right there? And look, this guy right here, he passed away heading back from the South Pole. So literally, they're saying he went to the South Pole and he passed away on the way back. Why did he pass away on the way back? What's up with that? And what's up with that right there? That's pretty wild, man. Y'all gotta admit, that's pretty wild. I mean, look at these old world structures, but I just can't get over this right here. The fact that Christchurch is one of the main gateways to Antarctica. Are you joking? That is so daggum cool right there, man. Hey, look, y'all screenshot this right here, and then y'all can read this, man. These dates are very, very strange, if you ask me. Here you go right here, look, boom. One of the main gateways to Antarctica. Huh. Sure makes you wonder, huh? Now, what was it? In 1955, Christchurch became the base for... What else happened in 1955?
This is why you should never go to the death zone on Mount Everest. The death zone is an area on Mount Everest where there is no escape. 1,000 meters, which is the equivalent to above 26,000 feet. And at this area, you're getting only 1/3 of the oxygen your body would be getting at sea level. So the oxygen in the air is so low you can't survive. It's a really strange phenomenon where you're alive, but your body starts deteriorating at the death zone. Like your cells break down, your muscle tissue is wasting away, and your brain and your lungs struggle to function. It's negative 22 degrees Fahrenheit here, and frostbite can often occur in literally minutes. On top of that, the weather is so unpredictable. There are random storms, there are high winds, and it's really hard to see, so it makes it really hard to navigate and be able to survive. So even if you're the most experienced person, the most prepared person, something can happen that you weren't predicting and everything can go south. Another thing you need to consider is that every single movement your body makes requires like way more effort. So simple actions like clipping a rope or unzipping your jacket are so difficult to do up there, like practically impossible. And then on top of that, it's really hard to save you. Helicopters can't safely operate at those altitudes. And most climbers barely have the strength to help themselves, let alone other people that need rescuing. And that's why so many people unfortunately don't survive up there. Climbers typically don't spend more than 16 to 20 hours in the death zone or they will not return. Let me know if you would ever climb this and follow for more freaky.
Yeah, I'm not climbing nothing like that.
There's a whole world beneath us they don't want us to know about. Check this out, y'all. It's just a little pocket of space. And there's a whole world underneath there. This is extremely dangerous. Do not attempt this. But what he finds is insane. A whole other world, y'all. This is why I say flat Earth to me is not as possible as the hollow Earth theory. Because there is probably pockets of Earth that are just giant spaces that could house other civilizations. And this is a good example, y'all. A whole other world. As always, thank you for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments and stay weird.
Oh, speaking of that, and I agree with him, how he's saying that hollow Earth is much more of a higher chance than flat Earth. I'll go ahead and acknowledge that. I can say I probably would agree to that as well. But I seen somebody say that Mars is an actual planet and it's in shape. It's a round shape. And since I believe flat Earth, when they speak on other planets, do I believe those other planets are flat as well also? And of course, I apologize. But of course, that was a person trying to be an asshole. I'm not going to acknowledge it that day because I wanted to acknowledge it on a certain energy level. You get what I mean? Certain frequency that I'm not going to do. But how I'm going to answer that is, if you ain't seen the images of them saying they went to Mars, but really it's places here on Earth, I don't know what to tell you. That's the best thing I can say to you. But as far as the hollow Earth being a high possibility, I could agree to him. I could agree to him saying that. I would go ahead and say that I think it's more of it's a higher chance that it's hollow Earth than flat. But if you disagree, again, I don't want to be at odds with you. I don't want to go to war with you. We just got different perceptions. But I'm sure at some point in time, there's something we're going to see the same. We're going to have the same perception on. It just right now, it just ain't that time. But that don't mean I'm mad at you and vice versa. You get what I mean? I just felt the energy coming from that comment. And I was like, I know they trying to be an asshole. I don't know if you had a rough day, but I'm not going to take my rough day out on you. So I asked, can you not do the same? That's all I was saying. That's all I wanted to point out.
I'm not just finding out that people are living in the Grand Canyon, and I'm not talking about on the outskirts, but deep within, as in you need to take an 8-mile hike to get in or out, unless you're taking a mule or going via helicopter. This is in Supai, Arizona. It's called the Supai Village in the Havasu Canyons in the Grand Canyon, and this place is completely rural. They have a population of about 200 people, and it falls outside of the Grand Canyon National Park jurisdiction. It is by the Havasupai tribe, who have been there for over 1,000 years, and they administer the land completely on their own. They have their own culture, their own tradition, their own laws, and hikers and tourists need a full reservation in order to go there. I can't imagine what it's like to live there, because there's limited to no Wi-Fi or cell service, and they get their mail, they get their packages only via a mule. This is insane. I didn't even know this existed. I didn't even know this was allowed, based on the fact that the most of the Grand Canyon is completely blocked off to the public. But they've been there for over 1,000 years, so they actually have reign on this particular part of the land. Tourists who have been there, though, said that now it's become a bit of a run-down area. It's almost like living in a third world place. Some people have witnessed DV or things that seem a bit eerie, but I can't confirm or deny any of this. It's all alleged in regards to how they live. However, I do know that Supai Village does indeed exist. If you heard about it, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Would you move there, especially with the state of the world right now? If you don't know what I'm talking about, save this video, go look into details. I'll be back. Per usual, this is all alleged. Like, follow, stay for some more tea.
I ain't never heard of the Supai tribe before.
Oh, they've done it again. They've done it again, people. What have they done, you ask? They lied. They lied again. In plain sight. Oh, you son of a ballback. Now this is the El Paso High School in Texas. And there is no way that you built this to be a high school. So the mainstream narrative says that it was built in the year 1916. Just look at this. This is supposed to be one of the earliest construction photos. Brother, why is the building always already built? And just look at the scenery. Just imagine that being a construction site. How do you get the materials to the building? There's no road, there's no path. What, you're just dragging it through the mud? Oh, you son of a bitch. People, this is meant to be a high school. Why have you got columns like it's ancient Rome? So let me see if I got this straight. The high school before this only had 2 students, and then you decide to build yourself a coliseum. Let me ask you a question. Where did all the new students come from? Hey Brenda, tell me if this sounds weird. El Paso High School is the oldest high school in El Paso, and to some people, the most haunted place in town. This ancient building was established in 1916. Ancient building? Oh, you son of a ballback. I'm not surprised it's haunted. I mean, just look at that. A mud-flooded high school with its own football pitch. So it took 3 years to build, football pitch and all. Brother, there is no way you can tell me that they built this building. So when they use the word founded, they really mean found it.
We need to get back to building like this.
A lot of people hated it, and people say it's like such a terrible movie, but I think it's because they didn't bag what it's about.
What?
It shows pretty much what could be happening right now with future athletes, and deadass with witchcraft, rituals they're using to put somebody new on. So the whole story was there's this guy, and he is the next talent. He's the next big GOAT. Before him, there was somebody else. Marlon, yeah. He played the character that was the GOAT.
Yeah.
So the story was about Marlon pretty much resigning or retiring and giving the torch off to the new GOAT. One of the things they did in the final battle was Marlon was injecting his own blood into the new kid.
Whoa.
And the reason being was that before him, he got the blood
From someone else. Whoa.
And whoever got it from that was the original. The theory is these legends and these goats, they share their destiny and pass it on to each other through blood rituals. Yeah.
Oh shit.
I ain't gonna lie, that blood come out of his eye I don't like seeing that.
Y'all heard about that guy who found that alien and has it in his house? No, not the guy with the black goo alien. I'll do an update on him soon. And no, not the Boogosphere. This is a completely different guy. That's right, we have another hero. But instead of a sphere, this one's more like a rod cone type of thing. It also has writing on it that's just like the Boogosphere. I mean, check out this video and tell me if it's real. As you can see, he has it in this basement, and every time he goes to record it, the lights start to really flicker. And this is really weird. He puts this radio frequency next to it, and it starts to shake like it wants to get out of there, and tries to do some tests with it. So far he's found out it's just like that alien. It burns plants, the stand that it's on, and him.
What the Why is it over here?
Needless to say, it's doing a lot of strange behavior. Also, the symbols on it really do look like 3i Atlas. The words that are written on it also look like 2 comets approaching a sun. So we got another hero, y'all. Somebody who came through, saw a UFO, and went and snagged it for themselves, put it in a basement. This is exclusive breaking news. So if you go to his YouTube channel, he doesn't have that many followers, and follow him and ask questions and see if this is real. It's looking like some alien force really wants us to find all of these alien drones and even aliens right now. We really got to appreciate them all doing it for the culture, you know. It's becoming harder to deny what's happening now. And I promise I have nothing to do with any of this. I'm just sharing this information. Now, I have my theories on this. What do you think it is? Are we being invaded?
No, man, we're not being invaded. They're already here. But how we see extraterrestrials and aliens on the ancient hieroglyphics, things like that, on the pyramids? And then we see some shit pop out the sky now, and it's super simple, like 2 comets approaching the sun. That's almost like handwritten on the wall. It's a certain percentage of people in charge right now who's pushing a certain. They're predicting our minds to think about some shit beforehand, so when it happens, we can automatically blame something else rather than blaming them, which is the issue. This for entertainment purposes. What I'm saying is not true. Bro, we can't even decipher hieroglyphics all the way yet, but we could decipher something like this in 2025, and we know a Project Bluebeam could possibly be coming. Like, come on, bro. Like, let's think instead of jumping into fear and shit like that. Like, let's logically see this for what it is, and that's what I think it is. Do y'all agree? Do y'all disagree? Let me know.
You hear the Drake theory that's happening right now with Iceman?
That was his album, right?
There's a theory that Iceman isn't actually an album. Drake's Iceman album might actually be, within the name itself, a diss onto the studios and record labels.
Oh, really?
Check this out. Iceman, he's referring to Bobby Drake, the superhero.
Okay.
He's Iceman in X-Men comics.
Whoa, yeah.
His real name is Bobby Drake. Now check this out. He was on Bobby Altoff's podcast with Bobby Altoff. So it would be Bobby and Drake. Check this out. Iceman also refers to icing out jewelry or whatever, but also icing out the record labels on projects. So he is trying to force other studio labels and other projects to delay their releases because they don't know when Drake is gonna drop, and Drake is a threat whenever they're trying to release something. He's trying to ice out all these labels. Yeah, you guys have to wait. You guys are frozen until I make a move.
How about he do something bigger than that and start his own label and shit? I don't talk about no OVO. How about he like take over the rap game and put on like real rap shit again? But he won't do that. Or squash. He still ain't said whether he did what he did. He still ain't squashed those rumors allegedly that Kendrick said. He still ain't even said he didn't do it. That shit wild to me that he still ain't said that. So I don't want to hear nothing about freezing no label, bro, because he's still gonna work for him. He's still gonna be having other artists slaving for that label or whatever label. He ain't doing what Tory Lanez was trying to do. Giving the game Tory was giving.
This is the dark truth about organ donors they don't want you to know.
What's a niche topic that I could talk about forever?
What's that?
Personality changes to people who get organs donated to them.
Okay,
I'm
let's hear
obsessed
it.
with it. I've done extensive research. This shit is crazy. A good amount of people who have organs donated to them experience personality changes in hobbies or things that they like.
Okay.
I've heard crazy stories of people getting lung and heart transplants from the same person and literally becoming the person who donated the organs to them. Having
They don't tell
visions,
you that,
memories,
though.
and dreams from their past. not their past, the person whose organs inside of them's past. I could go on about this forever. Because, you know, when you get an organ, you have to take DNA blockers so that your body doesn't reject the organ, right? So you're rejecting your DNA while another DNA is being introduced to your body, and it's DNA. And something we know about DNA, it has memory. Muscle even has memory. Muscle memory is a real thing. And the reason too why this is so crazy is you can pass on genetic disorders. Bipolar, it's genetic. If I were to give my organs to someone, who's to say that that person wouldn't develop bipolar? Isn't that crazy?
To my athletes, do this not or do it hit home? Muscle memory, bro? Does that not hit home? I know my athletes gonna agree to that. I ain't think of this rabbit hole before.
This went on for, I was in this club for about a year. 2 years from the start of the process to sort of getting out, really. And at one of the last rituals that I went to is where I lost all bearings of fucking reality and I shit myself. And it was in France and I'd done a shoot. Ended up going to an after party. It was a huge event. They had like acrobatics on, fire breathers. It was boss. And later on in the night, bear in mind, I'm drinking, but I'm not drunk type of thing. Don't take any, nothing like that. And later on in the night, they're bringing out these platters and I comes back into like the main, wasn't a hall, but like the main room where everyone was. And there's a body on a table just like this. In fact, this is round about the same size that it was. Like an overweight fella's body, cut open with everything hanging out. It's all been decorated with grapes and leaves and flowers but like what I think was a kidney was hanging out. His tongue had been cut out and it was on someone's plate. Who was just eating it. His eyes had been pulled out, but like they were still on the stalky thing, so they were just hanging. And I remember looking at it and panicking. I just had a panic attack and I started screaming and I was like, what? That's a dead body. And some fella comes behind me that had seen him but had never spoke to him at these places, and he goes, "You're making a scene. Calm yourself down. It's just art, Molly." And I was like, this isn't art. And like Scouse bit came out of me and I'm like, you know what I mean? I lost this and I'm running down this hall and looking for the toilets. And this fella comes behind me again and he grabs me and he throws me in this room. This room's pitch black. Absolutely pitch black. And he gives me a drink and it's this pink fizzy drink. And I'm like, no, I don't want a drink. I don't want a drink. And he's going, you're going to have to calm down. You need to calm down. You're ruining the night for everyone. Do you not understand? You're making a scene and you're frightening other people. It's just art. It's not real. It's not real. It was real. I know what art is. And that was a dead body that they were eating.
Hell no.
This rapper is literally telling you he is demonic. Watch this.
Performing with fallen angels in the background, with crosses burning on fire. In his merch, he had upside down crosses. He had an interview said that he's demonic and that the music industry is also demonic. But when we call it out, we wrong, we judging, we condemning. Jesus said to expose all evil. Jesus said to expose all evil. He said to call these things out. And for the ones that say, oh, it's just art, it's just music, you doing too much, Jesus don't look at it like that.
They're literally telling you they are demonic.
You have a heart for the world and have a heart for God too. No. You cannot love the things of the world and love wickedness and evil and have a heart for God.
Young boy fans will come for you. You say anything about him though.
I got something to show you guys. You're gonna say it's fake, this, that, and the other thing, whatever, blah, 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 blah. Let me pull these out first. So I have the Shazam video that they say never existed, which is Mandela Effect number 1. Well, let me get this to focus. I don't know why it's not focusing, but it's Shazam. I have the Berenstain Bears, not Berenstain Bears. It's the actual book. And then I also have an original pair of Fruit of the Loom. Hold on. Fruit of the Loom with the cornucopia. You can see the cornucopia on there. They say it never existed. But that's it for you guys. It's going back in my safe. I'm hanging on to it for good. So, there you go.
Okay, look, my thing with the Mandela effect is I think that the timelines be not matching up. Because, well, it made me think about the timelines. And I think that CERN is messing with shit. And it's causing the timelines to not match up sometimes. And for them to lie about shit like this. Because the timelines ain't matching. Because that helicopter that, I don't know if y'all saw, but that helicopter that fell here, bro, we seen that shit fall at 12. I saw something coming out the sky on the freeway at 12. No explosion, no nothing when it hit the ground. It was off in the distance. But the way it was coming down, bro, we saw it hitting the ground. It hit the news at 7. But when I seen it on the news, it showed it hit the freeway. I was on a freeway. It never hit the freeway. Timelines changed. I talked to my mom about it. My mom even said that she saw it at 12 on her TV and she watched it. And then she said she saw it at 7. And she saw it on Instagram and they said it happened at 7. I remember it happening at 12. She remembers it happening at 12. But the news said it happened at 7. 3 people were saved out of it and bystanders got out of their cars to help the helicopter up. That's the type of shit that I think with timelines and CERN messing with shit is starting to happen way too occurrent. It's starting to happen too often now. But y'all let me know y'all thoughts. Y'all agree with this clip? Y'all disagree? Do y'all agree with what I said or do y'all disagree? It's messing my head up still. That I seen something happen at 12 that they say happened at 7. That I seen with my own 2 eyes. Crazy shit, bro. Crazy.
Is this proof of hauntings?
That second one don't look too pleasant either.
So allegedly, things that they have been trying to keep from us are now starting to come out. Case in point, there are now claims by scientists that your DNA may have came from space and not from Earth. You heard what I just said. Well, take a look at this. Scientists have claimed to have found DNA from a meteorite that's over 2 billion years old. You got what I just said, right? Human DNA from something that came from outer space. So this means right here that we should start asking the questions as to where we really came from. To explain this a little further, scientists were studying this meteorite right over here, and they found DNA that can be found in both me and both you. Every ingredient that was found on this rock is what makes life possible. So to kind of put this into perspective, if you really think about this carefully, what if Earth wasn't the start of life? Let's say, for example, it was just like the runway, the landing area, and something, sprinkled these meteorites / DNA molecules everywhere. And all of that came together and created us. So the question I need to ask is, what if we are the aliens that we so-called talk about, or the aliens that we so-called are looking for? Let me know your thoughts in the comments on this, and as always, I'd love to hear from you.
I think he on to something. Pharaoh Allah spoke on this too, though.
I'm about to blow y'all mind because they're literally putting it in our face. So you're telling me we're still denying the existence of melanated Afro people in America pre-Columbus? I hope y'all know what's going on in the Grand Canyon. We have Sphinx statues in the Grand Canyon. Hieroglyphics. Oh, you see that other statue? There is an Egyptian temple named after an Egyptian goddess in the Grand Canyon. I'm pretty sure everybody has seen the Great Seal of California. You see that Amazon warrior who is depicted as white? Well, the original seal of 1510 was an actual melanated Afro woman, and her name was Queen Calafia, hence California. There have been depictions of her in caves, but they whitewash everything. I'm gonna let the goddess explain.
Calafia was described as a black warrior queen who ruled the mythical island of California. The island was inhabited only by black women who lived like Amazon warriors. What? California could have possibly been ruled by black women?
Y'all know Las Vegas, right? That's right next to California and Arizona where the Grand Canyon is. We talked about these Egyptian artifacts, crypts, all of that found in the Grand Canyon. Remember how I said they put it in our face without actually telling us? There's a spot in Vegas called Luxor with a pyramid, a sphinx, and Egyptian statues. They also have a museum that shows mock artifacts of Egyptians. I mean, come on. I'ma just show you an up close and personal picture. We also got skulls that resemble Afro people found in pre-Columbus layers in Mexico and Texas. And you can say, oh, maybe they just wanted to build it right there just because. But in all honesty, I'm not going for that. Every monument that's placed everywhere has a specific reason why it's there. There is sacred geometry and architecture that they don't want to tell us. Specific places like Washington, D.C., they put them in specific areas for a reason. So I'm not going for this. I want to know what y'all think, though, because all of this is not adding up, but it's adding up. So stay dangerous and keep your first eye open.
Shout out to the Road Kai. She a legend.
As a lot of you will probably know by now that I'm into my paranormal stuff. And there's a reason for that. I don't know if you knew this, but you've probably seen my footage on YouTube or on paranormal shows, and it's known as a Barnby Place shadow ghost. It's the most authentic ghost catcher known to date. It's been on the proofies out there. They tried to debunk it, they couldn't. It's been on Paranormal Caught on Camera Season 3, they did the same, they couldn't. It's been on loads of shows over the years. If you Google the Barnby Place Shadow Ghost or on YouTube, the clip's on there. But what I'm just about to do is show you that very clip that I caught on camera with my friends back in 1991 with my dad's video camera. So the summer of 1991, me and my friends sit on my dad's video camera on a tripod in each room in the house. We put the tapes on long play because they were only 30 minutes back then on the video cameras. We plugged it into the mains because the battery wasn't great either. And on each occasion, we'd all leave the house so we couldn't be blamed for any noises or anything going on in the background. And we came back in and we'd just repeat the same process in each room. It were a long summer and we had a lot of time on our hands, so we'd spooled through about 3 of the tapes and we got bored and went out and played. And it wasn't until about 2 weeks later, I was in on my own and I thought I'll just check the rest of the tapes. I got into the second tape, we're fast forwarding a bit, getting a bit bored, and then something caught my eye. That is the footage you've just seen. Now my bedroom is opposite this bathroom where that footage was caught. So I'm in on my own, my bedroom door's wide open, and that's what I saw. So can you imagine how scared I was? I literally got up, backed up, reversed up to the door, shut my door, and I wouldn't leave that room until my parents came back. And when they came back, I showed my mum the footage, and do you know what she said to me? Oh yeah, I've seen that before. I said, you've seen this before? And she said to me, I'll never forget, if you leave them alone, they'll leave you alone. Which wasn't the case, because it used to mimic their voices when they were out. And it'd shout my name in my mum's voice and it were angry. So I spent a lot of the time out of the house. But yeah, That is the footage. I don't know if you've seen it before, but I hope you enjoyed it.
Hello, it is story time. Paranormal Chicago activity, more specifically my house and a portal that I used to play in, and how I had to fight off gnomes for jewelry that they were stealing. Right off the rip, I need you to understand my house is old. Like old. In Chicago, there is a little community called Chatham. In Chatham, we have these things called historic bungalows. Those are our houses. Those houses are literally hundreds of years old at this point in time. Back in the day when I was a shorty, it was already pushing 100 and some change. And we talking about in the early 90s. There's 3 portals in my house. One portal is in the basement. Y'all already know I'm blacker than black. You ain't got to worry about that, because who the fuck finna go in the basement and be rooting around? Not I, said the cat. There was a literal line drawn on our basement floor. There was one time that I crossed it and I heard growling. We ain't have a dog down there. You ain't got to worry about me coming back. You ain't got to worry about me. The second portal was in my mama and my daddy room. They had their own private enclosed back porch, and it had a closet in it. That's where I met Lily, and she used to take me to a fairy playground. I absolutely loved it. The third portal was in the hallway closet across the hall from my grandma. That's where I had to fight the gnome. I told y'all before, vampires are scary, gnomes are terrifying. They're shapeshifters. They can be big, they can be small, they can be little, they can be fat, they can anything. Whatever they want, they can do it. Now, apparently, these gnomes are attracted to riches. And my grandma had the riches, okay? She had them. She had a drawer full of jewelry. And I mean, like, all kind of jewelry. Costume jewelry, real jewelry. It didn't, like, y'all. She had gaudy pieces, little dainty pieces, masculine pieces. Like, Granny had jewelry. And the reason why is because I think it was payment for her healing people in different ways, but, you know, she ain't never really say. Now, me being me, I used to love playing in this jewelry. However, at one point in time, my grandma told me that I could not play in the jewelry because it was going to come up missing, either by my hands or somebody else's. I thought she was talking about my crackhead ass auntie. My mama's sister, that bitch. Well, she used to steal every goddamn thing. Go figure, she wasn't even talking about her. Huh. My grandma didn't really put hands on me. Every now and then she'd threaten me with a switch, but she didn't really put no hands on. However, I distinctly remember this one time I was playing in her jewelry. She was supposed to be at work. That woman got off early, came home. She seen me playing in that jewelry. That woman wore me out. She kept on saying, how you know something not watching you? How you know something not watching you? And I literally said, Auntie is not here. No one is watching me. I've been here by myself this whole time. I'm fine. She didn't say who was watching me. She said what was watching me, and I ain't pay attention to that. 3 days later, I'm playing in our living room, and it's nobody in the house. All of the adults are outside. My granny room is directly above me. I hear something in her room, but I know for a fact no one is up there. So here I go, trying to be Harriet the Spy. Shout out to the 90s. And I'm creeping up the stairs. I get to the last stair, and I put my eye over the last step. You know what I'm talking about. Y'all, seen them. Oh my God. They little, like the little green soldiers on Toy Story, but they ugly. They ugly like the little goblins in the bank on Harry Potter. They ugly. And they stink, smelling like gym socks and buttered popcorn. And it's just the weirdest smell in the world. And go to the hallway closet. My brain instantly went into, you got me fucked up. I'm not finna get an ass whooping because of you. Because who gonna believe that little green goblin stole my grandma jewelry? No, she gonna come upstairs, see her shit missing, and just know that it was my yellow ass playing in her jewelry and I done misplaced it somewhere. I got to work on these little baby. I'm snatching jewelry left and thanks to my grandma brother, I already know that gremlins and trolls and stuff like little stuff like that, they can take things, but they can't take it if it's actually on you. So I'm snatching jewelry and putting it on, clipping it on, anything. If I could put it on my person, I know that it's good. I got 4 of them biting my left ankle. 2 of them is pulling my right foot back so I can fall. A couple of them is crawling up my goddamn back. The battle of a century. And something out the corner of my eye made me look over. Guess what I see? I see that it's 4 of these little who has this big, heavy white box. I know what's in the heavy white box. And my stomach hit the floor. My grandmother had pure gold jewelry. It is a 24-inch chain that had this beautiful raw pearl pendant on it. It had hoop earrings that had the same pearls on it. It had a ring in there that had the same pearls. And it had these thick ass bangles. Listen, this box is heavy. I know the box is heavy because it's solid, pure gold jewelry. And just for a second, like, can we just stop and think, like, why would a woman on the south side of Chicago have pure solid gold jewelry? How did a woman on the south side of Chicago acquire pure solid gold jewelry? Questions I can't get answers to because my grandma decided to die. Anywho's, the gnomes see them with the damn box. They get to screeching trying to take off. No, hell no, you not taking that, because eventually it's gonna be in my possession when I get old enough. They dive into the closet. In the front of the closet is nothing but bags of clothing and cans, like aluminum soda cans. And we're gonna get into that in a hot second. They dive in, I dive. When I dive in, I get stuck. But I'm in a whole different world. And them itty bitty little gnomes, they big as I am terrified, but they not taking this box out of my hand. I'm screaming. My uncle come out his room. His room is a little ways down from the little clock. What the? Wait, get out of there. I'm screaming, pull me out, pull me out. My uncle get to screaming my grandma now. I hear her running through the house and up the stairs. I don't know what the hell she said in a different language, but I know that something let me go. Me and my uncle come flying back through my grandma's room. She look at me dripping in jewels and shit, ready to whoop my ass. Why do she got a switch in her hand already? She instantly gets to swinging. She swinging so wild and crazy that she whooping my uncle ass. Now I'm trying to tell her what the hell happened. She ain't listening to shit. Snatched every piece of jewelry off my ass and sent me back down the stairs. Told me to go to my room. I can't come out for 3 hours. My grandma say, don't look at me like that. I ain't telling her nothing. She ain't ready yet. My uncle said, you got to do something because the next time, what's gonna happen? That happened when I was 8. My grandmother didn't fully explain to me what happened until I was 18. I asked her why from that day I couldn't never see him again. And she said because she did a lot of warding and protecting, which is the reason why we couldn't go to Miss Tut's house. Go figure, Miss Tut kept the gnomes at her house to keep them away from the kids. Because even though I was the only child, every kid in the neighborhood was always at my house. Yeah, so gnomes and portals in my house. The next one is about a portal that went to a fairy world where I played with my best friend Lily.
Some crazy ass shit, bro. Just driving, nigga. Niggas talk about all this archaeological shit, nigga. I'm finding it, nigga. I'm finding clues. What the is that? How old is it? Just driving by like this shit ain't here, nigga. Then, look. DMT everywhere, nigga. This is lichen. DMT fucking everywhere. Look at this mama tree. Had to get out and hug her. She got them screaming cosmic shit. Oh my God, bro, what is going on? Nigga, I done stopped DoorDashing for this shit. It's more over here. Bro, I ain't gonna lie, all this shit is covered. There's something crazy underneath all this shit, bro. Look at this shit, bro. What the is this, bro? Nigga. Does this shit not blow y'all mind, bro? I'm going home after this. This is some whole other shit. I gotta post this. I've never seen it like this, bro. I've never seen it like this. I don't know what What land am I on, nigga? What is this? What the is going on? Where am I at, nigga? This shit is nuts. Bro, is this shit normal? Y'all see this shit?
And just imagine as somebody who don't know what they're looking at or things of this nature, when we go crazy over certain things, they can't see it. And it shouldn't piss you off and it shouldn't make you mad, because it's nothing wrong with us. It may be something wrong with them, but just because there's something wrong with them and they can't see it, don't mean we should look down on them either, though. Not saying he was doing that, but just for us, when we are going about this and we seeing things like this and we so hyped, don't let nobody else bring that back down. We feel hype about it, be hype about it, bro. Be happy that you was able to see it. Don't look down on nobody, though, because they can't see it. There's nothing wrong with that. Everybody learn at their own speed.
America is the true old world. You see where Canada is? That's where ancient Arcadia used to be. You see where Tennessee is? That's where ancient Egypt used to be. Where Utah is ancient Israel. Where Mesoamerica is, that's where ancient Babylonia used to be. And where South America is, that's where ancient Assyria used to be. They flipped the maps on you guys. Now let me prove to you that America is the true old world.
But the cormorant and the bittern shall possess it. The owl also and the raven shall dwell in it, and he shall stretch out upon it the line of confusion and the stones of emptiness. The screech owl also shall rest there, and find for herself a place of rest. There shall the great owl make her nest, and lay and hatch, and gather under her shadow.
Now let's talk about the screech owl, which is only indigenous from eastern North America. The eastern screech owl, Megascop osceo, or eastern screech owl, is a small owl that is relatively common in eastern North America from Mexico to Canada. In ancient Egypt, they featured a god by the name of Anubis. Anubis had a canine head with a humanoid body. Wouldn't you know that this particular canine can only be found in America? Yes, in Mexico, they have this particular dog that is known as Xoloitzcuintli. Quintly is one of several breeds of hairless dogs. You can see that this woman decorated her dog with gold, which is actually how they used to do it back in ancient Egyptian times. It's a hypoallergenic dog. If you have allergies, you can keep this dog and it will never give you allergies because no hair. So again, America is the true old world and we're proving it every day.
I mean, Elon said it too. In so many words that they even flipped the maps. And that Tennessee really is Egypt.
Mostly at this photo from 1813. It's the city of Krakow in southern Poland, flooded. But this flooding is not normal. It can happen after a hurricane or cyclone, but much bigger. Take a look at the surrounded building that is half submerged. The flooding has been so bad that other nearby buildings are almost completely submerged. So what could have caused this flood in 1813? It was caused by the Great Flood of 1802 following a 600-foot tsunami. And the photograph shows the waters receding 11 years later, and the buildings that were underwater beginning to appear on top. Some have doubts, saying that the camera was invented in 1839, how they photographed the flood of 1813. Well, the camera was invented long ago during the Tartars, and after Tartaria was decimated, destroyed by the Great Flood of 1802, the camera was just reintroduced by parts that control the world today. So the photo in question was taken from the roof of another building, or more likely, from a flying object, for example, a balloon, which was used a lot at the time, and of an individual who survived the Great Flood and had a camera with them.
What y'all think, man?
We haven't got a clue really, have we, about our old civilisations. It's just all bamboozlement about they were primitive. I mean, look at this, it's unbelievable. Carved out chisels and hammers. It's like something out of Stargate, some kind of sci-fi. Unbelievable. And as the water levels drop, not rise, we're going to be seeing a lot more videos like this.
Look, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I think here on Earth, bro, is so much unexplained things that one day in maybe not too long from now, I feel like all the truth is gonna come out one day. I feel like all the little things that may have been taken from us is gonna reactivate itself naturally, just because it's the ways things are supposed to go. And again, God created things to go a certain way, and the more you try to stop it from going that way, the more it's not gonna work. You know what I mean? To me, ain't nothing more powerful than God. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts. Is that a reach? I think everything that is once here is coming back to light. It's coming, the truth is being exposed, and I think that everything that they have made, taken down, taken from us, wiped away is gonna reactivate. It's gonna re-show up. It's gonna pop back up again. That could be a reach. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts if y'all got a different angle.
But we can't normally see them. By the late 20th century, quantum mechanics had already exposed cracks in the traditional view of an objective universe. The double-slit experiment revealed that particles behave differently when observed, suggesting that the observer is not outside the system, but part of it. Rather than dismissing this as an anomaly, Talbot treated it as the foundation of understanding existence.
Reality in a hologram can manifest in two ways, as a concrete image or as this sort of indecipherable blur of energy. An analogy to this is kind of when you're watching Johnny Carson new television set, that's really, his image is encoded in two ways. One is as the concrete image on the TV set, one is as the blur of radio waves permeating the living room. And if the universe is a hologram of some sense, in some way, it suggests that there may be two very drastically different levels to reality, that the concrete reality we see, you know, when we look at these chairs and at you know, the trees and the clouds and everything like that, our bodies are just one way that reality manifests, and that at some deep level there's a level of reality where everything dissolves into an ocean of energy that is holographically interconnected, where every portion of the universe is contained in every tiny area of the universe.
From this perspective, reality is layered. Each level of perception connects to deeper levels, and all of them converge into a unified field where the division between mind and matter disappears. Within such a framework, death is not an ending, but a transition, a movement into another layer, similar to shifting frequencies. This wasn't presented as vague speculation. It was a coherent framework. Matter depends on consciousness, not the other way around. For ordinary readers, this was a shocking reversal of common sense. For certain institutions, it overlapped with secret research into altered states and perception.
If you take two subatomic particles like electrons, and in certain instances, when you do something to one, it will always affect the other, no matter how far apart they are. It's kind of like stories that you've heard of identical twins where when one is hurt, the other feels the pain. And the problem is that we can find no process known to physics that explains how these could be sending a signal back and forth. In fact,
because it would have to be faster than the speed of light.
Instantaneous. It would have to be an instantaneous signal, and Einstein's theory of relativity said you can't have instantaneous signals because it would mean that you could violate the time barrier and conceivably call your grandfather and tell him not to marry your grandmother. And most physicists say, well, this would be just too troubling to incorporate into a rational picture of reality.
Think about identical twins. There are countless stories where one feels something the moment the other is hurt or in danger, even if they're miles apart. It's hard to explain that in normal physical terms. Talbot connected this with what physics was already finding at the quantum level. Particles that act the same way, linked instantly no matter the distance. And if matter itself can stay connected like that, then maybe our minds work through the same hidden network, connected in ways science still doesn't fully understand. If the universe is holographic, then everything we experience is interconnected, and every part reflects the whole. Time, space, and matter may not be absolute, but flexible, shaped by deeper laws we don't yet fully grasp. Talbot suggested that life and death are part of one continuous spectrum, where consciousness moves across realities rather than vanishing. Just as this message began to spread more widely, he died, and what he left behind continues to raise questions about the very structure of existence.
At a deeper level, a very holographic level of reality, every particle in the universe collapses to a sort of cosmic unity. They're not signaling each other. They're like that fish where there's the level of the aquarium. And so what that means, talking about words, is that there is no separation between electrons. Furthermore, there's no separation between people. And this has all kinds of very boggling implications, one of which is that we've always tried to understand, for example, psychic phenomena, like how could I get information out of your head in my head, as some sort of signal going back and forth. But if we're organized, if we live in a universe that's organized holographically, you no longer have to tackle it that way. It could be that I have the entire universe and every neuron, every cell, every atom, every electron in my head, and you do also. So when we can access that, we can access information that seems to be beyond our normal sensory reach.
This was one of his most provocative claims. Everywhere at once.
Man, they always gotta take us off the board when we doing something positive.
That the man behind me almost conquered the entire world? This is Genghis Khan, and this is actually Mongolia. This statue behind me is 140 feet tall. Imagine a 14-story skyscraper, and this man had the largest empire in the history of the world, spanning all the way from Korea to Eastern Europe. And so many things we don't know about Genghis Khan and Mongolia because no one really teaches us. Genghis Khan and the Mongolian Empire dominated the world by the use of cavalry, the use of horses. Their horses could travel over 100 miles per day. And what this man did was incredible because he developed things like the postal system. And across his entire empire, think about it, going all the way from Korea, all the way to Eastern Europe, everyone was allowed to practice their own religion in the Mongolian Empire. He had no problem with whatever your faith was as long as you were loyal to the Mongolians. And to this day, it is estimated that 16 million people have direct DNA from Mr. Genghis Khan. That is a wild number to think about, and this is a wild place to be in the middle of nowhere in Mongolia.
I had to go. I was muted when I spoke on that, and I told you my great grandmother told me my ancestors came from Mongolia. She told me that. I told y'all this. He worked on the Great Wall of China. He was Mongolian. He's from Mongolia. I remember saying this. I got muted before just to hear that. That's kind of dope. I didn't know that. I'm like literally new to that right now.
Connection the other day, and I have not been able to stop thinking about it. So do you guys remember a couple years back when Ryan Garcia came out and he was like bugging out and talking about how they like released aliens, like microscopic aliens, into all of the water in the world? And then a couple days later, he posted a video where he had like a black eye and he was like acting robotic and saying that like he was making things up. Well, if you're a Rumble person, you might have seen the Watch the Waters documentary. It's about the poke and how it contained snake venom, and like everybody that worked on this research mysteriously died. And they come to the conclusion at the end, spoiler alert, that not only was there venom in the poke, but that now all of the water in the world had snake venom in it. This is for entertainment purposes only, guys. Entertainment only. I'm a conspiracy theorist. So Ryan Garcia told us that it was microscopic aliens. The Watch the Water documentary says reptilian venom. Then I was reading this research paper, and these independent researchers found that there was like little jellyfish and computer chips coming out of people that were cleansing after the vaccine. Like they were like actual marine animals. And that goes back to the Watch the Water documentary, because it was sea crate venom, which is a sea snake. So it's like we've been talking about, like how it's like the reptiles are aliens / like fallen angel demon things. And then I realized, tell me why Revelation, I don't know how I never realized this, Revelation 8, I believe it is, says that wormwood falls and makes all of the waters bitter. Guys, these things are in all of the waters, and wormwood is an anti-parasitic. It kills parasites. My mind is officially blown. If you do not know Jesus Christ, he died for our sins. You need to come to him as soon as possible. He is the only way to eternal life, and he loves you.
My uncle always said he thought war was going to be over water.
We are in danger, says Elon Musk. He says we're all going to be dead by 2026. So this is meant to be the AI Atlas close-up. Brother, is that a dinosaur? Elon Musk, he says this could be the first contact with humans. I don't know about all that, but I know something's going on. But Bill Nye, he issues a serious warning himself. He says the comet has changed course. It's now heading towards Mars. Oh, you son of a conehead, just listen to what they're saying. Scientists fear that the 7-mile object that is racing to Earth with unknown intentions should be arriving in November. So let me see if I got this straight. You're trying to tell me at this time next month, the world is going to be taken over by aliens? Well, let me tell you this. Anyhow, you're wrong. Anyhow. I don't want to hear anything come out of your mouth again. I don't want to hear nobody tell me anything from the media, the news. I don't want to hear no. If I don't see aliens next month, oh, I got your ass.
I don't think they coming because they here already.
Welcome to the ship show. Every single day.
There's a glitch in the universe.
The door's literally not doing it.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then 4 more days of increasingly stupid, ridiculous, ignorant, boulder, dash, poppycock, poly,
So weird.
I thought I saw some droplets hit the door. I thought maybe I'm tripping. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts. But collective, y'all sent some fire today. I appreciate it. I added some in there. Y'all threw some of them fire ones as normal. But thank you again. I know y'all hate this part of the video, but y'all know we made it to the end of this. And if you haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop them uploads. Y'all know we coming with about 4 videos every smooth 7. And this is for entertainment purposes as well. And when you like and comment and subscribe to the channel, helps Collective grow, helps Collective get bigger, helps more people who like this type of content tap in with this content. But again, if you're watching on TV, whatever the case is, I wish you a smooth 7. Love y'all, Collective. Again, make sure y'all post notifications are on. Hit all, so whenever we post, you never miss an upload. Again, if you aren't receiving the notifications, unsub, resub, hit the post notifications again. Make sure they're all on. It'll reset everything, and then you won't be unsub from the channel, or you'll be able to receive all your notifications. But I appreciate y'all, man. Till I see y'all in the next one. Y'all know what it is. We gone.
Ay, yeah, I just check my account. Sheesh, at the amount. You probably know